Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving into an incredibly clever instructional approach to teaching kids financial literacy. We're pulling from two fascinating curriculum documents, the Digital Sandbox, Mastering Budgetary Trade-Offs, and Money Management Explorer 10. Instead of relying on dry, boring lectures, this curriculum uses a highly simulated shopping mission to build real-world money skills. It's a real game changer, so let's jump right in. To see exactly how this simulation builds lasting habits, we're going to walk through the student's journey in 5 quick steps: the digital sandbox, the remaining budget, discretionary wants and trade-offs, the absolute genius step, and finally, the habit of saving.
All right, part 1, the digital sandbox. So, instead of just handing kids a math worksheet, educators are using what they call a sandbox approach. It's essentially a fully interactive simulated shopping game. This setup lets kids actually practice making smart decisions and playing with money in a completely controlled environment with absolutely zero real-world risk involved.
The curriculum puts it perfectly, noting it allows kids to practice budgeting, making trade-offs, and saving in a totally safe little sandbox. And honestly, the absolute brilliance here is that focus on safety. You know, in the real world, bad financial choices can really sting, right? But here, the anxiety is completely stripped away, and the learner is totally free to experiment and, frankly, just make mistakes.
Moving on to step 2, the remaining budget. Let's drop right into the simulation itself. The crucial thing here is that the game grounds these big abstract ideas into very concrete realities. The student kicks off this phase of the mission with a highly specific budget. In this example, it's exactly $2.10. Just giving them that tangible number makes the whole exercise feel real immediately.
And having that specific amount right out of the gate forces a practical application of their resources. It sets up the central tension of the game. What on earth do you do with the money left over? They've got exactly $2.10 in their virtual pocket, and literally every single choice from here on out requires strategy.
Which brings us to part 3, discretionary wants and trade-offs.
Okay, cash in hand. Our student now has to navigate the rather tricky landscape of spending. This visually illustrates the core challenge for any learner, figuring out the difference between what they actually need, the strict necessities, and their discretionary wants. The curriculum highlights a small toy here. Do they need it? Nope. But are they going to want it? Oh, absolutely. So how do we handle that temptation? The game uses this brilliant interactive loop. Step 1, evaluate the remaining budget. Step 2, make an active choice on that discretionary want. And step 3, observe the immediate results. Because they can instantly see their final budget adjust right before their eyes, learners grasp that cause and effect in real time.
Next up, part 4, the absolute genius step.
Let's play this scenario out. Let's say the student makes their purchase. They buy that little toy, they navigate the trade-off, and their budget adjusts. They are left with exactly 85 cents. Now, in a lot of standard, run-of-the-mill educational exercises, this is right where the lesson ends, right? You did the math, subtracted the cost, found the remainder, boom, lesson over.
But not here. There is what the curriculum calls an absolute genius final step. The creators realize that leaving leftover money as just a boring, static number on a screen is a massive missed opportunity. That 85 cents is definitely not just forgotten. Instead, those unspent funds actually animate straight back into a virtual savings jar. This immediate visual reinforcement is an absolute game changer. It shows the learner that money you don't spend isn't just left over. It is an active, deliberate choice to save. It takes restraint and turns it into a highly positive, dynamic action.
And finally, part 5, the habit of saving.
This brings us to the ultimate goal of the whole shebang. This entire process brilliantly synthesizes smart decision-making. Students learn to distinguish necessities from wants, they practice making informed trade-offs, and they manage a remaining budget. This super simple, gamified walkthrough perfectly illustrates how managing a tiny budget and observing those immediate spending choices builds a lifelong habit of saving. It does so much more than just teach basic math. It literally shapes behavior. And it leaves us with a really powerful question to think about. If a digital sandbox can make saving 85 cents a rewarding game today, how might that reshape a child's financial reality tomorrow? By gamifying these trade-offs right now, we are empowering the smart financial decision makers of the future. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.